Before science, we had only superstition or intuition to guide us to truth. Both were flawed when it came to healing. With science, we have approaches for testing our ideas in small ways and making incremental advancements in our understanding. Occasionally, these incremental advances result in a major impact, such as with the discovery of penicillin or vaccines. Before science, an epidemic was considered an act of God. After science, it became a containment challenge. We could now do more than pray. While science is a major improvement over superstition, it does not solve the uncertainty in healing. We sometimes lose sight of this. We think that by precisely defining and classifying disease, by rigorously measuring and instituting robust controls, we can determine the best treatments that will give us the most consistent results. And for many conditions, this type of science does just that. When biomedical science works, it can work dramatically, especially when what ails us has a simple or a single cause, an infectious agent, a trauma, or a sudden anatomical manifestation of a chronic process, like during a heart attack. This is when the application of science in healthcare shines. We find miracle cures and produce magic bullets. We save millions through the application of these discoveries in public health, and we keep individuals alive when they would have died on the battlefield, or on the highway, or at the end of their life. We love those discoveries, and we get lured into using this type of science for everything, looking for the cure in an attempt to eliminate the disease we have named. We train our scientists and practitioners to look for those cures. We structure our healthcare system to look for those cures and treat all diseases and illnesses as if we have found the cures. We pay for these treatments, even when the benefit of the treatment is small, the risks large, and the harms poorly understood. We love this type of science, the science of the small in particular. We love it so much that we use it when we should not. Left to our own intuitive devices, we will pick an attempt to cure over healing or prevention almost all the time. Like the fox who sees a rabbit only when it moves, and not the 100 others hiding in the grass, we too tend not to see what happens in our life until something changes. Most of life remains hidden in the background unless we initially bring those elements into our vision. Thus, the science that successfully stops infections, treats trauma, and saves our lives from acute diseases doesn't work very well for chronic diseases. Not only does it not work well, but it can also mislead us and harm us by giving us partial treatments for diseases and producing side effects that need to be managed, and by causing us to ignore simpler approaches that produce larger and more whole person effects. This is why when we do apply a new discovery to chronic illness, we usually get only modest effects, on average about 20% to 30%. Yet there are healthcare systems and patients who get much better results than that. They have tapped into the other 70% to 80% of what is possible. There is nothing wrong with incremental science, but there is something wrong with the way we apply that science to healing.